I've had a total of 11 careers, and the 11th being here at George Fox University as director of the College of Business. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Flint. During the Vietnam War, I actually joined the Navy, which did a good job taking care of me, and I grew up a lot, and that's where I met my husband. And we married at a chapel at a Navy base. We both ended up working for Ma Bell, was what we called it, Pacific Northwest Bell, and we both climbed telephone poles together. You'll see a picture of that, I'm sure. I have 3 children that are married and 6 grandchildren. In that time frame, after our first child, I found Jesus Christ. I found the Lord, and shortly after that experience that I had, I began to feel a direction that I was called to leadership, and the journey began. The Lord had me start working on my education to get my degrees, and there was many steps in the meantime, from politics to different corporations, nonprofits. And so what's interesting about it is I think the Lord wanted me to understand everybody's career. I was in technology, government, and just different companies that had managers who were in that time more autocratic, which is tops down, more controlling. I don't think they were worried about kindness or people enjoying their workday. It was pretty rare, and that's when I realized leadership was really important and how we manage is really important. I also wrote, interestingly, 11 books for my 11 careers, I guess. I mostly write devotions. I've written education books, but my devotions explain how to integrate your faith in the workplace. God's arm is not too short for business. I knew He was involved in schools. I knew He's involved in families. I knew He was involved in church. But to discover He's involved in business too, and what does that mean? How do I take that faith with me as a manager? So that's been the heart of who I am. So what do I love about teaching? I love the instructional design of preparing for teaching. And I struggled with learning disabilities myself most of my life, and it took a healing from the Lord and encouragement to go back to school and get my degrees. And I discovered, okay, there must be a lot of people like me that are dropping through the cracks and they're not getting it. And so eventually I did get my first master's degree, and I got hired at a community college in California, and I got to teach what I'm teaching now, Principles of Management. And a student came up to me after class and said, "Could you please tell the other professors how you teach?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, when you teach, I get it. When they teach, I don't." And that doesn't mean the other professors weren't good teachers. It's that there were other students like me whose brains functioned in a different way and needed to have more practical application. So that inspired me to actually get my PhD in education and teaching and learning on how to design these programs and classes and instructions that really works with every learning part of the brain. That's what gives me passion around teaching. What do I hope that students take away? Mostly, I want them to take with them a new style of management. Being able to communicate, being able to be kind to people, understand the fruits of the Spirit that I teach from the Bible. How do you operate in the fruits of the Spirit with goodness and kindness and self-control? And all those things, even excellence is important to me. How do you operate in excellence, in ethics, in integrity? And so what I want them to take away is that you can be a better manager than what we've had in the past. And my hope is in this generation. My hope is in the millennials and the Gen Zs, that they're going to be different managers. They're going to care about people even more than the tasks and the deadlines. Now, the technical skills are important. I want them to take away the goal setting, time management, operations management, even some financial management. All that is important, but it's what we do, how we treat people in fairness and kindness that's going to actually help the employee grow, be more productive, and you'll retain the employee. They're going to want to stay. I want to also have students leave with more clearer direction of who they are and what God's called them to than maybe when they came into my class.